Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Kyle here from RR Buildings, and I got a special video for you because we're in Switzerland and we're at a manufacturing facility, DMB, and what they specialize in is modular construction, something that Greg and I really don't do, but I think there's gonna be some principles in the way that they do erect these things here on site that are similar to what we do. So let's go ahead, take a look and see what this is all about. First stop here on our Swiss tour is at DMB, and they're a modular manufacturing company. And this is actually, we're surrounded by a bunch of modular units for a future McDonald's. This is a 3-story McDonald's, and I'm just fascinated by this because all around us, we've got all of these units. They're roughly, let's say 12 by, I don't know if they're 12 by 24. This is all in metric, so 6 meters. 3.3 meters, so it's close to, I don't know, 3 times 3, so like 10 foot by 18, 20 feet, something like that. But what's cool is this module right here, okay, you look at it, they've got it, you know, pretty well constructed. Looks like we're gonna have some plumbing in here, and they've got 2003 written down on the bottom, and you know, we can go over here to these plans, and boom. So right here, 2003, what we're looking at, here's these 2 doorways. That's the modular, or that's the module. But also, I was running around, and these 2 modules, we can actually go and look at these 2 exterior finished details. So let's walk over here, and I'll show you. You can get a good idea of what the facade's gonna look like too. But all of these are all McDonald's. Here's an example of a building they did. I think that was some, I think that was a school. I think he said it was a kindergarten. This is the back of that one module with the window. So this is like a melamine exterior. You got this open clad system, so any moisture, it's gonna hit this channel. It's gonna, you know, weep its way out. But when you come here to the back side, you can take a look at this. You've got all of the window details. You know, it's just a totally different method than what we're used to, but it's also kind of similar because with our barn dominiums, you know, we're building our shell, and then we're coming in and we're kind of building the interior. So by being able to build modular, everything is underneath the roof. So they're able to, you know, control the quality. The materials are never getting wet. All their supplies, everything's right there inside, and then they can just ship these pieces out. And each one of these is gonna get stacked together for a 3-story McDonald's. But I also wanna show you where they do their residential manufacturing. This building will blow your mind. So let's go over there and take a look. Dude, I mean, tell me that this is not impressive. Look at this building. I mean, it's cool what they're doing here, but look at this building. This is all a wood frame structure. They are set on steel posts, about 16-foot span, but I'm guessing that this is a, judging on the spacing, every bit of 2040, it's probably like a 72 to 80-foot span here. And it's just gorgeous. But in here, they're doing all of their wood frame, like right here. This is pretty cool. You've got, this is like a whole roof system. So because they're using so much timber, and a lot of it is gonna be visible later, here they're using the SIGA wet guard, which remember, that's kind of why we're here. We're over in Switzerland looking at high performance building and how SIGA products are helping do that. And the point of the wet guard is that as this gets erected out on site, if you do get a rain, the rain's not gonna soak into your wood and damage it, but it's not meant for a roof deck membrane or anything like that. It's kind of a temporary product to really give you just that security to know that you're not gonna get any damage. What's cool here in the shop, they've got all their computers set up. You can see every layer, every board, what's gotta get cut down, and it's really quite impressive. So Greg, come down here, man. I want to show you like all these panels, you know, they're getting built. And they've got that monster crane that runs up ahead. Then they're just gonna load them all up on these trailers and ship them right to site. So, man, it's kind of inspiring, really, quite frankly. I would love to be able to set up a shop and just build everything within the comfort of that shop under, you know, great quality and scrutiny, because you could have multiple guys, but then still be able to monitor that in a controlled environment. And definitely they're doing things a lot different here than in the United States, but let's go see what else we can find. Look at the size of this timber. You can see Tim down there from Awesome Framers. I mean, he's like man, myth, legend style, and yet he looks so small because these are massive. I bet you this is probably 30 inches, and you can see this big tenon sticking out. Actually, that might just be an overhang, most likely, and this is probably a ridge beam here, but I would love, if anybody's watching this and you're like really close to me and you want to do a project with large timber like this, I'm all game, but let's keep moving. So, you know, here in this bigger facility too, we've got the taller modules. So this is all the first floor. You can know that because they've designated the number. So this is 1006. So this is gonna sit on a foundation, a slab, and look at that. Look at the insulation thickness. We've got like a 3-inch concrete slab. I don't know if this is, you know, I don't know what the engineering is on this, what the PSI strength is, but they're building all of these on a concrete slab. We've got a 4-post corner, and then all this EPS insulation, or XPS, extruded polystyrene. But what's cool is, you know, you think about our buildings as post frame. I always talk about the benefit that we can build a shell and then do whatever we want on the inside. Well, it's very similar to this because these modules all have 4, 5, or 6 main columns, steel columns, that set directly on top of each other, and that's how they stack up. And then the interior can be, you know, completely remodeled. You can do whatever you want. Even if you wanted to, you know, take apart one module, pull it out, and put a new one in, you can do that. And as long as you have the foundation system, they're saying that a lot of clients, they'll start building, which is very similar to us, and they say, we want to go bigger. We want to go another level. We want to go to 4 levels instead of 3. As long as the foundation was planned for that, they can just go to engineering, draw it up, and build a whole nother level, and it'll set right down on top of these columns, and you'll just stack it up like a Lego block system. Pretty dang cool. So here we can see that steel column in the corner. Look at the look at all those nails. You can tell they're using a pneumatic nailer with all the plastic collations here. But this kind of shows you, see how this sticks up just a little bit? This is the first floor. Those second floor columns will go right on top, and there is a screwed insert in here so that they're going to screw together. So this kind of shows you how they get put together. I really like that. Hey, look at that. That's a Hikoki. I forgot that we're not in the United States anymore, so that's a Hikoki cordless router. At least they're using good tools. Greg, you ever use one of these? No. This is how you kill yourself. Radial arm saw, man. Can be super dangerous because as you're pulling it in, it'll grab, and then it can really yank. One thing that I noticed is that all of this large timber is not solid. It's very similar to the way we do it in the States with our laminated columns. You can see here the glued finger joint and the multiple laminations, but what's amazing is how long. It's almost like it's better to buy these pieces at truckload length because these are all like 12-meter boards, and they're all laminated together. They're just super large timbers. They look really clean. Definitely a different type of wood than what we get. They said it's a form of a pine tree, but very clean. But you can see behind me, this is all 12-meter length lumber in just all sorts of different sizes. So right here's a good shot of the shipping department. This is where they've panelized all these sections. They've put them on a trailer. A truck can just come in, back up to it, hook up, and they're off to the job site with finished product. Pretty sweet. Hey guys, want to come into my portable home? Come on in here. This is, well, they told us that this is very typical to like a college dorm room. So if they're doing like university rooms, or, you know, maybe you just want to drop ship literally a house right in your backyard for a mother-in-law suite. We've got the kitchen here. You'll notice everything is made out of basically laminated wall. So right here you can kind of see what we've got. You've got one layer on the inside. You've got lumber running this way and then another on the outside. This is all exterior insulation. So there's like a mineral wool exterior insulation. And then it's very minimalistic. It's like hotel, dorm room. You got a full bath here, got a corner shower. It's actually quite roomy for what it is. And the real perk to being that this is literally built, dropped, and usable day one. Everything is completely done. You just got to hook up to your utility. And then here on the exterior, it's just a simple metal clad exterior. So like zero maintenance, and you're just going to show up and drop this. So very cool. Nothing new. I mean, we're doing tiny home and modular home type stuff in the States, but the way it's being done here, and I think the level of detail is very high quality. All right, let's go check out. There's a pretty cool shop in here where they're doing a bunch of automated prep work. Let's go check that out. So this is pretty cool. I want one of these in my shop. This is an automated machine that's going to cut to the spec. So they've got a set of drawings here, and obviously all these large timbers, they all have a certain number, so a specific number, and you can see here they've been starting to make all the cuts, and these are all rafters. The 666, that is associated with this number here on the plan, which is 666, and they just get raw materials set in on this side, come through the machine, and then they're putting all of these cuts precisely, accurately, right where they belong. So this is definitely important, because you got to remember, when you're building in a modular, situation like this, where these are all being constructed here on site or here in the factory, and then being shipped to a site, you can't just kind of wing it and say, you know what, let's just pull a tape and it's close enough, we're an 1/8 inch off, no big deal. Everything has to be built very precise so that when it gets to the site and gets put together, you don't have a compounding set of errors. This machine being able to cut everything with accuracy and precision is very important, so that the guys can build it in the shop with accuracy, and then it can be shipped out and installed on site precisely where it has to go. So what do you guys think, man? Modular construction, is it the way of the future? Are there enough benefits to this type of construction? Do you think it's something that maybe could take on in the United States? I definitely think there's a lot of positives. It's definitely a different way of constructing that we're not, used to. But man, the benefits are definitely there. I think it's pretty dang sweet. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Maybe subscribe, because this is the first day of the Swiss tour here with SIGA in Switzerland, and I think we're going to see a lot of really good stuff, and I want to bring all this content to you guys because it's different than what I'm normally used to doing, which is why it's so exciting to me and hopefully exciting to you guys as well. So we'll catch you on the next one. I'm out of here. This machine behind us is going to, automatically make this. Imagine having to do that by hand, the amount of time it would take, and every time you make it with the machine, it's going to be a perfect fit. Structural, pretty sweet.